Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing today? Hope that you're doing well. I am going to do a little bit of an industrial stream today, and we're going to have a little fun, maybe do a little mining, maybe do a little salvage. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. It is a grayish kind of day this afternoon on Sunday. And we're just going to have a little fun, messing around with Star Citizen, doing some industrial stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go out to the Iron Halo first and take the Prospector and just kind of go out and do a little mining this, kind of early. So I do have on this guy a Lancet MH1, a VAUX C3, a couple of those, and a Rieger C3. As far as I know, still to this day, the passive modules work. The active modules do not seem to work on the Prospector. So if it's like something that has charges, like a Brandt, when you hit left Alt 1, 2, or 3, they're not firing. But the passives do seem to work. Moonraker, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well today. It's going great. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Cool. So let's take a look here. And we'll go ahead and pull the Prospector, and we will get started. Like I said, we're going to do a little bit of mining today, and then I'm going to switch over and just do a little bit of salvage today. I think it'll be fun to kind of do a little bit of both. So we're going to go ahead and pull the Prospector.
Stand by.
That's an incredibly kind of gray, sullen day out in northern Michigan. Hey, Chris, how are you? Nice to see you. How you been?
Visit us again.
All right, so it's over there somewhere. Let's see where they. Hopefully, at least your landing gear works. Yeah, we'll find out about that, right? I guess I've heard that there's some. And one thing I should say, Moon, why we're on the subject of just kind of oddities. The server's been incredibly unstable. It's been a 30K kind of a marathon. So we'll get some 30Ks probably during the stream today. It's just kind of par for the course. Doing the PTU stuff, but, that's okay, Hey there, Grift, how are you? Nice to see you. How have you been, Grift? Awesome. So, guys, I built my computer this weekend. Well, Thursday night, actually. And it's a really good, it's a big monster. It's a great machine. I'm loving it. I did get my 7900 XTX from... It's a reference card directly from AMD, and I definitely have that. Junction temp issue. Streams, how you doing, man? No, I'm not using the new PC today. I have junction temp issues with that 7900 XTX. I got it directly from AMD with those reference cards, and they were kind of having that issue, and so I'm gonna have to RMA it, but no big deal. I'm going to RMA it and just go get an AIB version of that 7900 XTX. So I'm excited about it. And they're going to honor the RMA. They let me test it. I talked to them before I put it in and said, should I RMA it like without opening the box, or can I go ahead and see if I get the junction temp issue? And they said, no, go ahead and test it. And that's what I did. And I get the junction temp issue. And so, the machine, though, is a beast. I mean, it scored fantastic on benchmark stuff. It runs Star Citizen fantastic. Even the 5120 by 1440 runs really smoothly on it. So, all right. So we're CRUL 2. No, not CRUL 2.
Thank you.
Crusader. We're gonna head towards Crusader. I think you can do it. There we go. And we're going to drop out at 33.6 and do a little mining. Can we get a look at the laser? Thoughts? Oh,
Fracturing mode on.
Let's take a look. I will scooch us in and we'll take a real good look at it. I think that looks okay. That's the two VAUX C3s and the one Rieger C3 there. Is it worth to buy the 7900 XT for Star Citizen? I think, JT, Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the 7900 XT. I know that the price for performance isn't considered as strong with the 7900 XT, but I still think it's going to be a very good card. Absolutely. Now, one question I guess I would have, JT, are you going to be playing at 1440p, or are you going to be playing at 4K? That's a big question. I don't have true 4K. I have 5120 by 1440. It's kind of an ultra wide format, and Star Citizen's kind of janky with ultra wide. Like it's not quite, you know, they need to kind of do some fixes with it. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty amazing to go mining on like a moon surface with ultra wide. It's great. It's great. Now, I definitely right now I play in 1440p and stream in 1080. But I was definitely hoping to go, yeah, if you have 1440p, that 7900 XT is going to just do fantastic on 1440p monitors. It's just going to crush it. So yeah, you'd have no problem, JT. By the way, JT, welcome to the channel. I don't know that it's not a name I recognize, so I always try and try and do my best to remember names, but I don't remember you not chatting too much. So welcome to the channel. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, 1440p, that 7900 XT. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Shrew? Nice to see you. How things been? Hope that you're doing well. And we are just out. It's a 318 PTU. We're out having some fun today. We're going to probably have some 30Ks and some instability, but we're just going to roll with it and enjoy it. I'm going to do first a little bit of Quantanium mining here in the Halo, and then we're going to do a little bit of salvage. And so just to kind of play it how we probably would play it, you know? So, hey, how are you? It's nice to see you. So we're going to drop out here at 33.6. We left from Arc L1. We're headed towards Crusader. We're going to drop out at 33.6, and that should put us in the Halo around where we want to be. And here, we're closing in on it. 34. Yeah, I am still beating up the rocks. It's true. 7, 6. Cool. All right. So, you know me. The first thing I like to do as soon as I kind of get into the Halo is I don't like to have my 12 o'clock facing the sun. So I just kind of roll back over and keep the quantum marker of Arc L1. And now it's a little bit different. You want to trim your velocity, and then you're going to just really go right into the V-scan, because everything's going to get handled from that. So we're going to send out our pings, and then we're going to kind of collapse our scan angle and get our RS signature values. That's 2 rocks right there. So let's go ahead and pick, and when we send out another ping, it gives us the diamond icons. And then if we click and hold and do the long scan, sometimes we can get, sometimes we can get scan results, and that's what we're looking for there, scan results if we can. This is more than likely going to be a bunch of salvage. I don't know, though. Ah, those are E-types, okay. Hamma, how are you? Nice to see you. How you been? Thank you. I watched your videos before. I just moved from Korea to Italy. I didn't have a PC. Thanks for welcoming. One more question. Is Quantanium mining good in 3.18? You know, it's definitely not bad, JT. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And I'm really going to recommend early game that I really am going to recommend that you hit the air and Halo so you stay safe. There's going to be a lot of piracy early in 3.18 because of the way that mechanics changed. And I don't mean to oversell it. I'm not saying a ton, like a crazy amount. But there's just going to be a lot of people who are kind of doing the piracy thing. And so it's good if you're going to do Quantanium mining to kind of do it around the air and Halo, or not in the old, not Lyria, I think is going to be fairly hunted, so that would be my suggestion. It is changed a little bit, Shrew, for sure. You can see here that in the air and Halo, I never have to pull out the mining laser to get the scan results. You definitely can get them if you kind of get lucky and you kind of click and hold over top of the rock. It sometimes will give you the type right over here on the right side of the UI. So a little different than it used to be. All right. Star, did you watch Daymar Rally? I'm probably a silly question, but did you watch Daymar Rally yesterday? What'd you think? $1,700 and 1,700. That's a single rock. 1,700. The signature values are a single rock, and it's not to say Quantanium isn't in single rocks. It is, but I like to kind of find a little bit bigger ones to kind of focus some energy on when it comes to, like, when I say bigger, I mean more rocks in the cluster if I'm going to kind of stop and do a longer scan on them. Those filthy pirates can try to pirate me if they dare. True. I'm going to keep the railgun on me. Yeah, that's a good, all of us, that's a lesson to all of us, really. All of us should be definitely trying to learn how to not be a real soft target. And, delaying tactics and those types of things can really play a big, if you happen to be in a situation where you're soft death, using anything to your advantage, now that's 11,900. So that's going to be an interesting amount of rocks over there. Let's see if we can get a type. I don't seem to be. 45. Let's do a 180 scan. It's interesting. It's just maybe I was catching both of these at once. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and see if we can't. We're definitely not getting as many of the scan types to show up as we like. Now that is interesting. I can tell you this may be the first time I've ever seen 3 rocks be Quantanium. Now notice they're not scanning, right? Like if I get out the mining laser, it does not look like they're giving me any kind of scan results, right? So let's do the EVA method. We'll go ahead and EVA out of the ship and see if we can turn them into scannable rocks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. No, I didn't. Was doing real life stuff. Daughter's birthday. Oh, Star, that's awesome. That is wasn't Max's birthday yesterday, but I did spend the day with him gaming. We played some classics, Age of Empires 2. We played Anno 1404. I had a really good time with Max yesterday, so I know exactly what you mean. It was just lovely spending a day. Hama says, has anyone in the PU since 3.15 success with workaround on unscannable rocks? My success rate is 0. Wow. I know, Hama. I have kind of not been in 317. Can a cyclone fit inside a reclaimer? That's a good question. I mean, I don't know that all the reclaimer stuff is working right to put things in it, so anyways, we did EVA out. Sometimes when you EVA out and EVA back into the ship, it will turn unscannable rocks into scannable rocks, and we'll see. They were unscannable, and it's so crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen 3 rocks be Quantanium ever in the Air and Halo. So, we have definitely I remember we put a ballista in the C2 Hercules, and we're firing ballista shots out of the Hercules before. That was lots of fun. I remember we had a lot of fun doing that one time. All right. It doesn't look like it worked this time. It's unfortunate. I will approach these a little closer. Yeah, this is like a unicorn in and of itself. I've never seen 3 rocks be Quantanium ever in the Air and Halo. This is the first time. This is a first for me. And I'm gonna shoot him one time, but usually these are unscannable rocks for sure, and that's just kind of the way it is, and off we go. So we'll go back to V-scanning, and we will go ahead and hit a 180. And collapse here, and that's a 1,700. That's a single rock. Oh, that's 10,000. That's going to be 5 pieces of salvage. 1,700. What do we have floating on down here? 1,700. This is 12.5, so we'd have to get a little closer. This is 6,800. This is rocks. And let's see if we can get any kind of a scan on them. These are P-types, so we know not to approach them. And that's kind of how the scanning mechanics work when it's working right. If you got a good server and it's behaving, is you can, you know, you get your opportunity markers, then you collapse and get your RS signature value. And then you send out a ping on the RS signature value, you get your diamond icon, and then you can hover your mouse over the diamond icon and get a long scan, and notice that's a P-type. So, you know, that's how you kind of can really, hopefully, just not necessarily approach a lot of the things in the air in Halo that are going to be unscannable or not what you're looking for. All right, lots of opportunity markers. 2,000 is going to be 2 pieces of salvage, or 1 piece of salvage. Salvage is the derelict pieces of salvage. They're going to be 2,000 RS signature value. So if it's like a 6,000 or something, there's an E-type cluster there. If it's going to be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you know it's just going to be salvage. That's, you know, a good way to discern between salvage in the air in Halo and in the rocks is the rocks are factors of 1,700 and the derelict pieces are factors of 2,000. 16,000 there. That's going to be a whole lot of... Let's go ahead and just take a look. That's more than likely going to be a lot of salvage pieces at 16,000 flat rate like that. That's pretty funny. This trade ship is going to be a gun platform, whether we want it or not. Yeah, I hear you. Speaking of, has anyone been tempted to buy a Hull C? I noticed, it's so funny, sure you should say that. I did notice it was on sale. And I did for a half second. You went, I mean it. I did. I noticed that and I was like, oh wow, that'd be all right. You know, so I don't. It's like 4,700 SCU. You know, you can see that was a lot of, and that's what I expected it to be, was a lot of salvage over that way. But yeah, 4,500 is a lot of, or 4,700 is a lot of SCU. It's like it's hard to understand, like, you know, when is that thing gonna see the light of day? The C. I mean, when are the economics gonna make sense for that? You know, those kind of have that look about them, don't they? They're very tightly packed together. Let's go over and look at this 2-pack here. Yeah, that's Quantanium. Is it scannable Quantanium? Ah, it is. These are Q types and they're scannable. Let's approach them and see if either one of these two is worth a mine. Let's see if the mining gods. See how the mining gods are going to treat us today, right off the bat. First bit of Quantanium we came across. Now, notice I'm not getting scan results real quick, just so you know. Go ahead and just turn off your mining laser, shoot one time, and pull your mining laser back out. And notice that will actually gets them. For whatever reason, that's a thing. Now, that's not a terrible rock. That is a 5130. We'll actually mine that one, unless this one's better. And this one is going to be not as good. I considered it for a moment because the loaners are the Hull A and the C2. Yeah, those are actually really good loaners, too. I refuse to unhand my Red Alert character. I understand that, true, for sure. That's awesome. I had no idea those were the loaners. Those are very good loaners. I really like the Hull A. I know it's a weird little... You know, it's kind of a weird little guy or whatever, but I think the Hull A is just a ton of fun. I wish there was I do wish there was a little bit more profit in small, you know, outside of drug running or whatever, in kind of small cargo runs. You know what I mean? Like if you can haul that 64 SCU and consistently make, like, you know, 30 or 40,000 off of that, I think that would be pretty awesome. I mean, I wouldn't even need a ton, even if it was like, you know, 30,000 run, 35,000 run. So this rock, we're definitely going to mine, you guys. It's a 5122 at 33. So, I mean, you know, 320 at 5 is pretty good. So this is going to be well over 30 SCU. And depending on how it breaks, we'll be pretty close to a full load, as long as we handle our business correctly. I love the Hull A. I'm a trucker and I'm perfectly about it. I agree. There is just kind of that trucker aspect to it, 100%, you know, like space trucker cargo thing True. I agree. I could not agree more with that. Honestly, I think that's a very good, good analogy. So, all right, here we are. We've been out to the air in Halo for just a short period of time, and we already found a solid 30 SCU or so of Quantanium. As long as, like I said, we handle our business. We're gonna want to get in real tight on this rock though, because it is a max mass, and it's gonna take a hot minute for us to give it enough charge. It also seems to be behaving a little differently than I would expect it, but it's starting to work its way up there. I am drinking a lovely Brazilian coffee today. You guys have been so good to me on my channel. And so I bought some Brazilian coffee with hints of almond butter. That's what they say. I think it's called Corrado. And it is absolutely delicious. I have really enjoyed it. So, the Quantanium so far is great. The conversation's wonderful, and the coffee's excellent. We're off to a great stream already, you guys. I mean it. It's lovely. So we're gonna knock this rock out, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna grab. I should have called reclaim the vulture to ARC-L1, but we'll just go ahead and do that when we get back, as we run down to the refinery. Daniel Hartland, welcome to the channel. I've been enjoying mining on Ariel. Got bored of Quant, even though it's exactly the same process. You know what, Daniel? I can appreciate that. I really can. And Ariel is a nice place to, I like going to the different. I truly wish that the min-max part of it, that the Quantanium was spread out over all the different, or whatever, but I agree with you 100%. I think it's great to go mining different things. And I was just thinking to myself the other day, I wish there were these giant Bexelite rocks. Like, let's say there were Bexelite rocks that got like 13, 14,000. I might mole mine those if I could, just because, if you have a chance of getting a full 96 SCU of Bexelite or whatever, that's a lot of cash too, So, surface mining on Lyria, I love it as well. The one thing I will say is I think Lyria's, and I could be wrong, but I think Lyria's going to be a touch like pirate hot early on in when 318 first launches. It will settle down, but at first, true, it's all good, but I think I'll stick with the raft. Yeah. You know what, you guys, I should mention to you, I am actually working on, and I don't know if I'll get it done between, now and when 318 launches, but after 318 launches, I'm actually going to be doing an industrial daily driver video. Just like what would be if you're kind of like an industrial boss, like what are your daily driver type ships that you'd want to fly? And, it's an interesting list for me. I know that I have a different list than a lot of people for sure. Argo needs to drop more ships. I agree as well. I was really hoping. It was funny. I mean, when we had that, pick the next mining ship, of course, I really did want a MISC, but I would have been okay with an Argo. Right at the end, it got away from me. No, I was really hoping it was going to be an Argo for sure. So this is going to be a pretty good, that's 100%. That's 16 SCU right there, the good stuff. So this could have broke up in some nice concentrates. We'll have to see. This is going to be nothing. Yeah, Bexelite is rare and decent percentages. I agree. Well, and one thing I will say, Daniel, just so you know, is on Aberdeen, there is Laranite, Terranite, and Bexelite, but Quantanium's not there. So you don't have to even argue. Like, you won't stumble across Quantanium if you're not interested in mining it. So, now, of course, it's a little bit of a murky kind of atmosphere, but it's a great place to go. Yes, the SRV, I hear you. I think I'm in the same boat, Moon. That's going to be a fun ship. You're going to be able to do a lot with it. I also feel kind of the same way about the 315P, because the 315P is going to have that little tractor beam on it. All right, so this is 100% Quantanium. That's 91% Quantanium. And I think the rest, those are the only two rocks I have to, well, there's one more back there. I just noticed it. Hama says, I like the 5122 mass rocks. You can easily translate the percentage of Quantanium 32%, about 32 SCU. That's exactly right. So we only have, this broke really clean, you guys. We only have 2 rocks to break. There's a whole lot of nothing, 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 then a couple of real nice rocks. So let's go ahead and we'll break the 91%er down first. When you get the SRV, I'll have to call on you for my tow truck. Yes, exactly. One translation too much. Yeah. No problem, you guys. This is we're on the money pretty early out here. Oh. Now that was a bit of a lag spike. That wasn't nice. At 3%? 3% it was jumping up in there. Wow. All right, we're going crazy. It's 5%, guys. 8%? Is it going to run away with it? Oh, it is. At 10, it's running away. Oh, at 5. Wow, I broke.
Warning, power critical.
That thing broke at, it's interesting, at 5%. It's an 800-pound rock. How can 5% get that guy going like that? That's funny. All right, so we're climbing steady here on this guy. We got 2 breaks, we got the scoop, and we're gonna head back, and we're gonna grab the vulture and do a little the other stuff. Cool. Looks like this break is going pretty smooth. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm at 2% power, and it's like way over. Look at it's way over the mark. Like the laser's off. What the heck? The laser's off. It's like... That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's so strange. I've never seen that before. It's like it must be a super lag spike or something. No big deal. We'll just kind of back off it, let it cool off, and... I just turned off the laser and backed away for a sec, but that was weird because it's only at 2%. I wonder if they've increased the power in the lasers a little bit or something. Something seems a little fishy. Because normally 7%'s not blowing up an 830 pound, 830 mass rock. That's just a little unusual. No big deal though. We'll just kind of take it for what it is. This is a 2.2 instability, so it's not like it's... there's a little instability here. Took it back down to 1%. 0%. Okay. Now 5. 2%. 2% is keeping an 8... It's like climbing on an 800 mass rock. That's... Alright, I'm down to 0. That is so strange. That's unusual. With what I've been hearing, features yet to come, I'm hoping someday I can have my own little shit repair shop somewhere. I love that idea, Moon. I've really always been kind of liked the idea of, of using like the, like the reclaimer or the vulture, of course, to salvage something and salvage components, and then take those components and take them over to the Crucible, right, and repair them, and then take them from the Crucible over to like the Endeavor. And then kind of soup them up, overclock them or whatever. And then from there, move them over to like your BMM and sell them, So yeah, just like you're saying, have a little, cool, like shit repair shop or type thing. The one thing I hope they introduce though, I will say, is some kind of a randomization where, you can really kind of you can specialize in making stuff. Now this is really weird. Look how slow the extraction rate is too. I've never seen... There have been some... Okay. There's some tweaks that have gone on with the mining lasers. Or it's either that or I've just got a weird thing happening on this one server this one time. Because that's an incredibly slow extraction rate. I'm not used to that extraction rate being quite... I mean, it's still... I mean, this is weird. You know what I mean? And I mean this out of love and respect. I don't mean it in a mean way. But look at, I'm still kind of just barely getting any out of this rock. That is the longest time I've ever seen, you know, one extraction take out of a rock. And why is it? What the heck is going on? It's so weird. Just being able to do hull scraping in the reclaimers has been a blast. I agree with that 100%. The little bit I've done that has been fantastic. I've enjoyed the heck out of it, Moon. I couldn't agree more. I really think they have done a very good job. If you have 4 people in a reclaimer, you really can make enough money to justify the time and energy to spend. You know, hey, it does look like a bug, doesn't it, Astro? I mean, it's like, look how slow it's extracting this stuff. And it was weird because like 2% on my laser at an 800 mass was pushing it into the red as well. You know, and you guys know me. I mine all the time. I'm very sensitive to this stuff. It is acting very awkward. I mean, and the timer didn't start right off the bat either. You can still see it's, you know, it's kind of, and the timer, of course, does go up a little bit as, you know, it doesn't go down as fast as when you're kind of hauling stuff in. But the extraction rate is much, much slower. I mean, it's like a crazy extraction rate right now. Crazy slow. Some modules are slowing down the extraction time. I can see that. I definitely can see that. Now, I had to go with passives because actives aren't working, right? I can't use an active module like because I just as soon have brands on this thing. Now this one is scooping back fast. You can see this is almost like regular speed. Well, maybe not. I guess the animation made me feel like it was coming in a little faster, but looking at the numbers, it's a pretty slow scoop. That's all right, though. By the way, 7 likes, you guys. I appreciate that. All the likes and those types of things really do help the channel out a ton. And some new faces today. I'm enjoying seeing you guys. Having a chance to chat, it's great. You know, we do a lot of Quantanium mining, a lot of tips and tricks on industrial gameplay here. You know, we certainly leave some of the ROC expertise to Starstreams. Star, if you're still around. Starstreams, you know, he does lots of like awesome content, you know, even outside of Star Citizen. And definitely worth you know, I can't, you know, recommend you know, a more chill place to go spend some of your time than Stream's channel for sure. Look at it. Yeah, this is terribly slow. I've been doing solo in a reclaimer. It's also been fun. I really think the Vulture will make money faster solo than a reclaimer. Yeah, even with 2 people will greatly improve it. I agree, Moon. I almost am wondering if like somebody with I was thinking of like, say, take a Nomad, right? Which the Nomad can haul exactly 2 loads of, you know, now I have to watch it here because not all of these are 100%ers. But like, you know, so a Nomad can haul 24 SCU. If somebody was like in a Nomad and somebody was in a Vulture out in Halo, the person in the Nomad could just fly there. You could offload right onto that back deck. You know, snap it in, and they could fly, and you could continue to salvage and salvage and salvage while they fly out and just grab your stuff and go and sell it. Grab it, go and sell it. Grab it, go and sell it. You know, you really could get into a really good situation like that. Have they made any changes to the differences between size 1 and size 2 mining laser heads? Not that I'm aware of yet, Daniel, but I know that that's something that's on the agenda. They're going to try and make the mole work like 4 prospectors. So that's definitely coming in the future, I believe. Have you stacked the modules, then slowing down is adding up? You know, I have 2 VAUX C3s and 1 Rieger C3. That being said, Hamma, I've never seen it extract. This is the first time in all the mining I've ever done in Star Citizen that I've ever seen the extraction rate this slow. So I don't know if it's just this, you know, the one thing I will say is you never want to like get too lost in the sauce on a single moment of it happening because weird things just happen. But this is the slowest extraction rate I've ever seen by far. I mean, we're down to 10 minutes, and this was like a perfectly clean, you know, for the most part, one of these rocks is not quite pure, but most of the other ones will be. So we're at 22 SCU in climbing. Well, 21.7, 21.8. Currently, Solo Reclaimer still takes more than a ball. Yeah, I mean, Solo Reclaimer it's some work. You do have to kind of, you know, navigate into a spot, jump in one of the lasers, probably spit out 2 boxes, jump in the other laser, spit out 2 boxes, run down, clean them up, run back up, and rinse and repeat for a little while until you have to kind of run back to the pilot seat and move around. So I would imagine that's a pretty, you know, you're busy. You know, but, you know, of course, being able to make those boxes that fast, like the Reclaimer can, is pretty interesting. So, okay, there is another rock back here as well. That's a 72%er, but this is going to be another hundo here. So we'll do that guy first. Hopefully, you're getting the alert while it's... Well, I know. I mean, down to 9 minutes already. Like, it's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to leave around, you know, like, it's like, this has been all 100%ers, and I have not been able to, you know, like, it's going down. I haven't been able to get this stuff on board yet. And I'm down to, like, 9 minutes. It's crazy. This is the slowest extraction rate I've ever seen. It's just going to make it funner, right? Dead Leader made a great video showing the math. Oh, interesting. It's, you know, Dead Leader, by the way, has been really doing some great work. You know, I mean, interesting, dude. You know, really, right off the bat, you know, has been doing some really fun stuff. I've enjoyed his stuff. All right, now we're 29 SCU and some change. This last rock here is not, you know, going to be perfect, but you know what? We're going to take it. It's going to put us over 30 SCU, and we're going to take off and head back in. We're at 8 minutes on the timer now, and I can't believe this 100% pure. Every one of these were 100%ers, and this is a 72%er. And as you can see, we're just getting over 30 SCU, and we're down to 7 minutes and 55 seconds. This is the slowest extraction rate I've ever seen. It's crazy. What looks good on paper doesn't always work in practice. That's very true in Star Citizen, Moon. You're absolutely right. All right. We're about to hit it here. We're 30 and some change. 7 minutes left to get there. Holy smokes! Look at I'm already yellow lighted. Well, this ought to be fun. All right. Well, let's get going. Holy mackerel! This is going to be an interesting ride, you guys. And this is on me. I could have left earlier, but it's just like, this was every rock that I harvested was 100% Quantanium. And it took long enough for me to, like, the timer's on before I even left. Dave wants you to put on a show for us, Sarl. Yeah, I think you might be right, man. It's going to be a light show. Where's Drac? Drac would love this. You know, Drac loves explosions on my channel. He would think this is funny. So, this ought to be interesting. I mean, I have the Goliath drive as well. I mean, I don't have a fast quantum drive. I think I'm going to end up having to land this on a pad maybe and try and run down. We'll have to see. It is definitely going to be interesting to see if I make it now. I don't know. I don't know if there's ever been a time when the laser... when my first alarm was going off when I was still extracting. Maybe on the mole. Wow. That is funny. All right, we're cruising along here. We got about 2.5 or so to go to get out of first quantum, and we're gonna end up with the vulture. I can go to the bathroom while traveling with the reclaimer while I'm in the bathroom and sitting. Yeah, no, I hear you. That's funny, Moon, for sure. Zeros, by the way, how have you been? Nice to see you, by the way. You guys. What the heck? Why is the extraction rate so slow? You know me, I'm not leaving it on the table. We're going down one way or the other. It's going in the hopper or we're going down. I'm not. There's 30 SCU there, man. Couple of hundo thousand. All right, we're about to come out of quantum here, and we're going to hit second quantum. We'll take a look at our... I bet you we're probably getting close down to 6 minutes or so, or maybe even in 5. Been good, just haven't been able to catch a stream in a while. No problems, for sure, and I definitely have been hit or miss myself here. But, you know, starting to turn the corner and get right back into it, right? All right, so hold on. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, I'm 420! Did you see that? No! We gotta hurry. We gotta get this bad boy down. Gotta get this stuff set down. Oh no! Not the double bug. Here we go. Don't be laggy. Oh my gosh, I'm just like 330 right now. Gonna have to hurry. I'm coming in on a rail here. Whoa, what was that? I gotta bring her in on a rail. What do we got in timer-wise? 3 minutes? Oh, man. About 3:15 is what we had there. All right, we're bringing her in at a reasonable clip. Gear and VTOLs are down. Solar Reclaimer currently makes 4 boxes in 5.5 minutes. Woo!
Landing gear down.
That is good. That's good timing. All right, where are we at here? 240. This is ugly.
On. Mining mode off. Landing gear up.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh boy. We're in big trouble. 2 minutes. I don't think we're gonna make it, folks.
Mining mode off.
That is a rough extraction rate. We're running.
Engines off.
I'm trying to make it. Did I pull the... What did I do? We're trying. Fast elevator saved me. I landed on his belly. Come on, give me an elevator. What? What is going on? No elevator will come. Oh, no. Well, we were going to do some salvage after this anyway, so maybe we'll start with my own ship. That's awesome. Well, you know, this elevator stuff, too. You know, lots of times I come here and I can't get an elevator. Well, how did I turn my gear? I didn't know I got my gear. How did I do that? Just in a hurry. Ah, this is so funny. What the heck? I called the elevator 1,000,000 times. All right, well, what the what the heck? No. What the heck? Well, will the elevator come now? I mean, come on, elevator. I had if the elevator would have shown up, I could have gotten down there. That's all I got to say. All right, well, nothing like explosions to help channel. And I think I'm in a spot where I just got to do this too, which is annoying. But what else can I do? I mean, I can't get out. I can't get out of here. So about that salvage, we'll go ahead and get that get the vulture going. And normally, of course, I mean that extraction rate was weird for sure, but I still think I would have made it. Yes, I almost did that, Zarls. I knew that was an option. I just thought it was a little funnier to be trapped. And look at this. It says store. I'll store it. All right. We're going to claim this guy.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
Clean up at Hangar 3. Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this stuff back on. Got my backpack. Oh, right. Look at it. Everything's on just like I left it. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a server issue for sure. It's just acting weird. It's no big deal. It's fun.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
I'm just wondering if this thing still says transferring. Oh, no. It says destroyed Hangar 3. What the heck? It said it's transferring. All right, we'll pull this Drake Vulture and we'll head out. So that was at least a very good look at the scan. I wonder if they have if they've nerfed the extraction rate on the MH1. It's interesting, you know, just SC things. Yeah, exactly. Moon says, let's see if they'll empty a wreck from the hangar, if they'll put your ship there with the wreck and blow it up too. That's probably what'll happen. Maybe your body is in the hangar for looting. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Let's go over to Hangar 3 and look. I'm kind of curious. Hey, Darkside, how have you been, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, fam, we're doing great, sir. We're doing absolutely great. Hope that you're well. That's a great question. Can I pick that up? I want the hose. I want to salvage those. This is what is this? See, I would take those off and keep them if I could. Oh well. No body. Well, and now the elevator works too, by the way. Did you notice that? What the heck? Probably because I was already at that spot, I bet. All right, what about...
Welcome to the ASOP.
We'll go
vehicle
vulture
retrieval
in.
system.
All right, so we're going to pull the vulture out. You know, we had some fireworks with the prospector. Interesting thing. I mean, locating the Quantanium in the Halo was not bad. We found a couple rocks fairly quickly. It was a little over 30 SCU. It took a the extraction rate was incredibly slow. Like, I've never seen it that slow. You know, kind of exploded on the way in. The explosion reset the elevator's Wi-Fi router. It may have. You know. Maybe they're like, we really need to expedite these repairs on these things when people are flying in with Quantanium.
Vehicle selected.
All right. That being said, onward. We're planning on doing a little bit of
Vehicle has been delivered to the
Quantanium mining and a little bit of vulching. So that's what vulching is next. Let's go have some fun with that. Anger 2. I really like the vulture. The one thing I will say, which it's not a great look because you know, the vulture's in a spot where you have to buy it, but I do think that this is probably the best starter ship right now by a mile. The vulture. Considering you can literally just load up in it, fly out, find some salvage, make yourself a tractor beam, you know, make yourself a pyro tool. You can really just kind of fly out in just a suit and and get yourself started. It's pretty amazing. I wasn't lucky in recent days. Never made my vulture even half full thanks to 30Ks. Ah, Andreas, yeah. And we may run into some of that ourselves. How you been, Andreas? Nice to see you, by the way.
Hello and welcome aboard Interplanetary Craft.
You are clear to launch.
So we're gonna head out to the Halo, and we are going to just locate. I mean, and I know we could do some right here, but you know, I'm gonna go out to the Halo and just kind of use the scanning mechanics to our advantage to
Launch.
locate some salvage. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna set this for, and we'll head towards Crusader. We'll do that same route again. Spool the old quantum drive, and off we go. I heard, Red, that 30Ks were wildly spread since the 17.5 update. I just had one. You know, I
Please visit again.
am surprised. You know, like my on the PTU this weekend, I'm surprised I've lasted as long as I have on the server. I've had a lot of times where I logged on to wanting to kind of get started and 30K'd and then got back on and 30K'd again. You know what I mean? So the PTU definitely I can speak to has been this weekend has been pretty bumpy ride. The one thing I will say is, and I never do know this, and you know, I know with the Daymar Rally, you know, they have a lot of servers and you know things. There's a lot of resources being used for that. I'm not saying I don't know that there's any cross application there. You know, but I would imagine there potentially could be. So we're just gonna go do some chill out salvage, best I've done solo reclaimer is 132. Wow, 132 moon. That is awesome. That's a beautiful day out there. Wow. I mean, that's over 1 million, right? That's like a 1.1 or something. Yeah, that was a good day. So at 33.6, we're going to drop out here in the Halo, and we're going to look around for some salvage. And part of this is, you know, I like to, I would imagine I'm going to be doing most of my salvage in the Halo. You know, I do have a video where you actually can pick up a delivery box and drop a delivery box at, you know, salvage or Quantanium rocks in the Halo and go right back to them. You can also fly like your medical Pisces out, land it in one of the 890 derelicts, get a pickup, and then go pick up your vulture and go back and forth to that same ship over and over and over again. So there's lots of options for Halo. 7, 6,
Quantum
boom.
drive is now off.
All right, same gig. Set the forest station. Over we go. Get our V-scan. We're going to do a 180. Send out a ping, and we're just going to go ahead and look at... That's a rock right there. That's a single rock as well. That's a single rock. That's actually an M type. Kind of interesting. We're just going to keep on cruising here. 916,000. Very nice. And how long did that take you, Moon? 1,700 there. $1,700 there. All right. 3,400. There's 2 rocks. Oh, there's a Q types right there. So that's interesting, right? I mean, those are Q types. And, you know, if I had a delivery box with me, you know, you could always, if you happen to be out here in a vulture, you know, it's never a bad idea. You know, if you're going to be out here for a long day, never a bad idea to grab a delivery box before you get started, because you never do know what these things could be worth. Zipped right past her there. I'm just kind of curious what they are, just kind of getting the scan results. That's just a 9%er, so not a great rock. And what about this one? That's just a 2%er, so that's a blue cap. But yeah. Oh, but look, I just seen a... There is something out this way. Hey. That's looking like some salvage. That is an 890 jump. All right. We'll head on in on that, and we'll get started. That's what you're looking for right there. And like I said, if you have a delivery box, you can set that in the 890. That's one way to do it. Or you could actually fly a different ship out there and land it in the hangar there. And then just, have a buddy grab your vulture. And then you can just back and forth to this ship over and over and over again all day. I think you probably can maybe at least get, 3, 4, 5 runs out of one 890. So we're just going to cruise on in here. And get started. You can find derelict 890s pretty easily in the Halo right now. I kind of put the sun to our back when we get in on it. It's so, space is, it's always so weird. It's such a huge ship, but it just seems so little when you're approaching it. And all of a sudden you get up to it, you're like, wow, that's a monster. All right, so we're going to kind of do something different here. Kind of give it a look. Good. Now I'm just going to kind of slow down, and we're just going to... work our way over to the meat and taters of it. All right, we're going to go ahead and just get started. Hey, Daniel, how are you? Nice to see you. Is salvaging on the live service? Not yet, Zarles. It's coming, though. As soon as 318 releases, right? So, and this is us. We've got the Abrade. We're just going to go ahead and start just tearing it down. Wonder what the rec span rates are when 318 goes. I do too. I wonder if it's going to be different. Like you're not gonna have as many or whatever. It is interesting to me, Andreas, how how they're going to handle that business when it goes live. I hope that it's something like the rate that you can find salvage is around what it is now, but it's definitely hard to say. Little power wash simulators. Here we go. I just posted my screenshots to you on Discord. Nice. I'll check that out soon. All right, there's box 1. Now, whenever it's doing like this filler station ejecting thing, I always stop the laser because it seems to not collect the stuff until it gets done ejecting. So you're just kind of wasting your materials. And so you just kind of want to... That's one little tip or trick I've noticed is that, like, if you just keep salvaging, like hull stripping, it doesn't, like, jump up to, like, 0.24 or anything. It's almost like you've eaten that material and it's gone nowhere. So it's always good to stop the laser for a second. At least I found. And we can see, pretty quickly we've already almost got half another box done. Saw a video earlier that said they still plan on 318 going live by the end of the month. Yeah, that's the thought. And I think that they mean that. I think that they want to have 318 go live by the end of the month. But there's still a ways to go. I mean, there's a lot of little things that are just kind of, not quite ready for prime time, I think. All right, so notice that we got the filler station full. So now we got to go down and do a little bit of work here. Keep the hopper clean. Good. The fact that you can craft the things that you need, it's so just they really did do a good job with this. I mean, it's not the fastest, thing in the world to have to come down here every couple of boxes, and one would, I think, make a reasonable argument why on earth, could a ship in this year and time not just move boxes to Red Monster SC on his stream today. Rock mining wasn't working. The mining mode on the Rock and the Rock DS was messed up. Huh. And obviously, Red is somebody who really knows his stuff. So, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that. And that's, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some things that are kind of not in a great place. I think we just got a little ways to go, still. Andrea says, I don't mind if spawn rates get a little lower, but I really want less C2s and 890s and more wreck pieces. Now, I find lots of wreck pieces. Having large ships break, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Andreas. Having the air and Halo littered with 890 wrecks doesn't really make a lot of sense just in general. That's a very reasonable statement, for sure. I just rubber banded my ship back to the hangar. Whoa. That's crazy. Oh. Filler eject. It's ejecting there. Infinite Reach? How have you been, sir? Nice to see you. How's life in Turkey? Hope that you're well. Nicely done. It's nice to see you. All right, well, here we are. We're stripping hulls. So, I think the ship graveyards at the Lagrange points are just for testing. Yeah, I agree with that, Moon. I don't think they're going to go live with that at all. And if they do, I think obviously that's just going to be a hunting ground. I'm not sure that'd be a safe place to do any kind of industrial work. I mean, unless you kind of want to practice kind of, defending your fleet, which is, in that case, it may actually work out kind of nice. All right, so let's just kind of wrap around here. I'm going to turn on a light. All right, and we're just going to kind of pick it up here. Power wash simulator is happening. So I built my new computer, you know, and it's a really good system, but I've got the 7900 XTX, and it was one that I bought directly from AMD pretty early, I think second day, and I 100% have the 110 degrees Celsius junction issue. I even honestly considered maybe getting an aftermarket water cooler for just a cooling block for it, but I think I'm gonna end up RMAing it and just to be on the safe side. All right, here we go. No, nope, not that guy. This guy. Uh-oh. Looks like we might have broke the... Sometimes you can break the, occasionally you can break the grid. Notice how we're not getting any kind of snap 2 up there. If you're not going to get a snap 2 on a spot, my suggestion is don't put something up there because it definitely can, you know, can cause an issue. Speaking of lights, they really nerfed the Reclaimer's lights. Oh, wow, the Reclaimer's lights used to be so bright. When you know, I mean, they were like crazy flood lamps. That's interesting that they would do that. I mean, I thought the lights were fantastic on the Reclaimer before, and I would imagine it could be very helpful in salvage for sure. All right, we're back at it again. I saw it weeks before. Ah. Interesting. Super fun. Chewing all this stuff up. Atomizing everything. We're almost got a full box here. There we go. Took a hot minute for it to start ejecting this. Like I said, you don't want to be salvaging, you know, or hull scraping while that thing's ejecting. You're just going to kind of lose the material. It's not going to do a good job at remembering. What kind of coffee am I drinking today? Excellent question. It is a Brazilian coffee, Daniel. And it says it's here, let me grab I have the package here because people ask and I wanted to be able to answer it today. So it is actually called Old Vessel Coffee. It's a Brazilian coffee. It's called Cerrado. And it's, you know, it's kind of got a note of almond butter is kind of what they say. It's just like a hint of almond butter. It's absolutely delicious coffee. I'm really, really enjoying it. The channel here is very kind to me and keeps me in good coffee. So I'm so appreciative of it. I mean it. It's a wonderful thing. You know, and I really am enjoying it today. So it's delicious. All right, we're moving along here. Be right back. Shots, lunchtime. Don't blow up till I get back. No problem, Chris. I'll try not to. Sounds like a medium roast. Yeah, it is it is more of a medium. That's a good, something I kind of left out. Yeah, it is. It's not a dark roast. It's a bit of a medium. And I normally prefer dark roast, but it's got a lot of flavor to it. So, all right, we'll go ahead and. Currently drinking a vanilla hazelnut light roast. Gift from grandmother too. Those always even taste better for sure. One of the things I've noticed is it's probably not a bad idea to take your medical device and just throw it up in here. And the reason, if you throw it in your ship, then you don't have to cycle. When you're pulling it out, it'll always be that. It'll always be the Pyro multi-tool. So I'm hooked on Black Rock Coffee Company. Yeah, absolutely, Moon. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I know exactly why. Their coffee is outstanding, and I absolutely adore it. Oh, I forgot to... Did I really do that? Hold on, team. I forgot to eject the second box. Silly me. That won't take but a second. I prefer light roast because the caffeine content is higher than in the stronger ones. That is an interesting reason to like them, and nothing wrong with it. All right, good snap there. Up we go. The one thing I will say is at least it's not a long run. It's a fairly quick thing to be able to get into the cockpit, so it doesn't take too long. And in that capacity, it makes it nice. All right, we're back at it. And trying to be as systematic as possible with it. It's a good reason to like Lyros, Andreas, for sure. All right. Now I do tend to salvage the yellow part first in entirety. And you can actually just scoot along here pretty fast. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Oh, once in a while you can see where you're not getting any kind of, you can see that the cargo is just not going up there. It's just, there are some places on the ship, if you notice that it's not actually, even though it looks like it's atomizing the hull, it's not actually counting in a way that you want it to. Anyone here do the pour over brewing method? Oh, occasionally, for sure. There's some people at my work that they swear by that, Daniel, for sure. $42, $43. All right. I'm a Grand Admiral with an outdated computer since SIG made entry requirements into the game at a higher GPU level in 2020. I understand that, Infinite, for sure. I actually am just upgrading my PC now. So, yeah, I mean, I hear ya. I built a computer Thursday, but I was saying, Infinite, is I bought a 7900 XTX, which is, you know, pretty good graphics card, but I have that issue. I don't know if you've been following it, where the junction temps are overheating. And so I have to RMA it and send it back. Fortunately, I still have my old standby to lean on. But I know exactly what you mean. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's been a little bit slower. Oh, it's because I'm on the cinch. I didn't notice that. That's what was taking so long. I was on the cinch. Now, that's the interesting thing is it goes a lot slower, the cinch, but, you know, it stretches the material out a lot more. But in this case, because we're in a vulture, it doesn't really matter. We're just, there's so much material here, we're in good shape. There, I had not noticed that I had not switched to the abrade. George Grover, welcome to the channel. Are the reclaimers able to be stored at Lagrange stations? Yes, they can. Absolutely. Like, my reclaimer is stored at ARC-L1. So, yep. Or has been. I mean, not since this latest wipe. But yeah, they absolutely can store there. Great question, George. Yeah, I had it on the cinch scraper module and not the abrade, and that's why it was going so much slower. Now, it's more efficient, right? So it doesn't, you know, it's a slower process, but it stretches the material out longer. You know, you're going to get more out of every bit of it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those trade-offs. Sweet, says George. That's awesome. Looking good here for sure. Now, I don't know which Lagrange points has, you know, do all of them have derelicts in them? I'm not even sure. I have not really gone around and looked at all the different Lagrange points. And like, I'm going to be mostly in the Halo pretty early myself with how, you know, like I said, with kind of the way piracy's shaking up. So that's why I've been practicing more in the Halo. But it will be interesting to see if some of the Lagrange points do have, you know, do have a lot of salvage stuff in it. Oh, you know, I wanted to, yeah, I forgot. I wanted to talk to you guys more about this industrial daily driver thing. So, yeah, I've been thinking about doing a video, industrial daily drivers. And, you know, I'm going to share some of the ships with you that I am thinking about, you know, kind of including. Now, this is my list, and I know that I have a different kind of style than other people. But one of the ships on my industrial daily driver is going to be the 135C. And the reason is because it has the air system. And that air system essentially means infinite levels of hydrogen fuel. So for... oh, my stars. There we go. Snap 2. Did the snap break on both those? Oh, now look at the snap back there now. That's interesting. And so the 135C... you can actually kind of fly all over planets scouting and never run out of hydrogen fuel. And if you happen to run out of hydrogen fuel, somehow if you manage to do it, all you have to do is just kind of park and it will fill itself back up. So that's an industrial daily driver specifically just for that. So if I'm, you know, if I want to go out marking rocks or that type of thing, the 135C is going to be on my list, and it's exclusively because it has the air system. That is it's like an onboard hydrogen refinery. You know, it's a little bit more than just your typical fuel scoop. So that's one of them. What do you guys think? Are there certain industrial, like if you're kind of an industrial person, what are some of your daily drivers that you might think about? You know, now the scanning mechanics aren't in yet, but of course the Terrapin comes to mind. You know, I love the idea of the Terrapin as an industrial daily driver. Plus, one of my favorite ships in general. I didn't know about the one. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, the 130, all that 100 series, the 100i, the 125A, and the 135C, they all have that. It's not just exclusive to the 135, but because it's that one has the most cargo space as well. That's kind of why it falls to the industrial side for me. So the next, and it's so weird to say that industrial ships, a couple of them would be Origin ships, but that's the other one on, you know, and once again, the gameplay mechanic's not in yet, but I think that the the 315P is going to be an interesting, one as well. And that's because, I'm trying to hide the sun there as much as I can. That's because it's got the tractor beam on it. So the 315P is another one of those ships that eventually could be in my stable of industrial daily drivers, just because I can foresee using that the maneuverability of the 315P and that tractor beam on the front end of it to be able to kind of sort rock piles. So let's say you're on Lyria and you're doing mining, you break down Quantanium rocks. You can actually take all the 100%ers and put them in one pile. Or, you know, you could take like all the junk rocks, or if there's big junk rocks at the top of the pile, you can kind of pull those off and throw them away. So they could almost dual purpose. They could scout as well as then, you know, participate in the Quantanium mining gig. Industrial daily driver, Vulture from now on, it does everything except combat. Yeah, the Vulture's a 100% an industrial daily driver. And that's because it's, you know, it's got the cargo space, you know, it's got a little bit of cargo space. I 1000% agree with that. The Vulture is definitely making the short list, Andreas. I mean, you know, it's hard to pass up. You know, and part of it is because it's got like that, just like the cargo back end, you know, and so there's nothing wrong with the Vulture as an industrial daily driver. So we have the 315, the 135C because of the air system. We have the 315P because of the tractor beam eventually. The Terrapin because of its scanning mechanics. You know, and the Vulture obviously just because, you know, the Vulture may be the best starter ship in the game now because all you gotta do is climb aboard and go make money. There's really no... It's like its own... It's like a single purpose driven type thing. Alright. Alright, snap 2, cool. And we'll eject here. So that's definitely a couple of them. Let me go ahead and see if I can find my list. I know I have a list of them here somewhere. Ah, I found it. Oh. Now, there are some ships like that we don't know how they're going to be, right? Like the C1 Spirit or whatever. We have no idea how that guy's going to be. You know, there's some other ones as well. But, you know, a couple of other thoughts. An industrial daily driver, I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but like there's really anybody should not be sleeping on the C8R Pisces, the medical Pisces as a daily driver. Just in general, that thing is just an absolute winner of a daily driver, in my opinion, just because of its, you know, its capabilities. I probably use my Cutter as a taxi, Vulture and Prospector to print money, and the MSR to haul. Now, boy, Andreas, the C8R is my emergency backup of the Terrapin I just love of my life and will always be around. You and I, Andreas, are in very similar pages for sure. So the C8R, I think, is an absolute, you know, must-have as a daily driver just because, man, I mean, it just brings so much to the table. Extra drinks, a seat, you know, a medical bed. The one thing is an industrial daily driver that I will mention as well. I know it's not everybody's favorite ship, but there's nothing wrong now. I don't know if you guys have seen how versatile the Nomad is with its, you know, just being able to back up and throw things on it. The Snap 2 is very nice on there. Free snacks and med pens. The C8R, yes, is the vending machine. The game remembered that I had 6 SCU of RMC in my hold after yesterday's 30K. Well, that's good to know. And that's not even volatile material, so that's great for sure. So a couple of other, yes, honorable mentions were definitely going to be the MSR, right? Because the MSR is a very, it's, you know, it's got the data running side of it. It's got the, 114 SCU, so that's obviously a great daily driver. And there's enough industrial there's enough industrial crossover there for sure, that because it could do the 114 SCU, and it's got this, it's going to eventually have the scanning stuff. So yeah, the 135C, the C8R, the 315P, the Terrapin, the Nomad, those are all really good ones. The Vulture. I don't have a favorite daily driver I take. What I like at the moment, Pisces, yep, understand that. Cutlass, yeah, now the Cutlasses are in other ones too. Cutlass Black, Cutlass Red. As industrial daily drivers are going to be very good ships. I mean, I honestly believe in those ships as well. The Cutlasses are very, very versatile. You know, you can get the ROC up in them. They can do the 46 SCU, so they can 1-to-1 a prospector. Or they can, that's a lot. If you think about it, it's almost 4 full Vulture loads of, you know, of material as well. So they definitely have some wiggle room for sure. Yeah, the free snacks and med pens, exactly, on the C8R. Drake Mole is my daily. There you go. You're going to... The nice thing about that daily driver is that it is a 0 turn. You know, for sure. So, 17 likes, you guys are getting there. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. That's awesome. So, yeah, we're just about ready to do our first run into Cell here. The Nomad's amazing, too. It just doesn't fit into my fleet. You know, the Nomad's just an interesting ship. It's grown on me as a rock hauler. Well, I snapped you. I snapped you, too, dude. There we go. I think we're good. We want to leave that one in the hopper. No, I can't remember. I think we want to leave it in there. I think we eject it out to the... But I can't wait for it to work. I want it to be the forklift driver in my reclaimer salvage. Yeah, that's a very interesting idea. You know, I like that idea. All right, I think we're ready to go and make our first run in to Cell at the TDD. And we'll probably just hit Area 18 for that. So we have a beautiful... We had a good Quantanium run, although we had... You know, of course, it didn't end well. But it was a weird thing. You know, the Quantanium that was the slowest extraction rate in the hundreds and hundreds of times. Maybe even thousands of times I've gone on a mining run. Slowest extraction rate I've ever seen by a mile. I was in first alarm. It was all 100% pure Quantanium. And I was in first alarm before I had scooped the last rock. Like, I'd never seen an extraction rate so incredibly slow before. All right, we're good. Punching it. We're going to haul this stuff in. 8.7. So we're going to haul this in and sell it and head back out and do one more run for sure. But yeah, so that was interesting. I was in orange before I actually landed, and I put it down with about 1:45 left or so. Jumped out of the ship, couldn't get a hanger. My ship blew up. So that was... But it was over 30 SCU Quantanium. It was pretty funny. I did find it funny the Reclaimer has cargo grids on the cargo deck and the salvage processing deck, but not in the salvage hold deck. I agree with that, Moon. I thought that was weird. You know, that you get the where they have the cargo grids, it needs to expand out to that other spot. True says, man, every time I see the inside of the Vulture's cab, I think John Deere track. It is. There is a very egalitarian part of the Vulture for sure. So some honorable mentions, you guys, for that are up and coming for like an industrial daily driver. Hey Fox, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. Save Moon. That's a waste of space. Yeah, same for sure. You know, but yeah, here's an honorable mention for a daily driver that's not in the game yet, a Vulcan. That's going to be that medium repair, medium refuel. I think that could be a really good daily. And then there are a couple of others as well that are on my list. And I know it's not everybody's favorite ship, but I like the Reliant Core. I just like the Reliance. I like MISC ships, so I'm a MISC fanboy. Not that the Core really brings anything to the table, but I think it's cool. So I enjoy it. My short list, though, for my video series is probably going to be the 135C, the C8R, Cutlass Red and Cutlass Black, the Nomad, and the Constellation Taurus, which we haven't talked about before. I still think the Constellation Taurus, pound for pound, is going to be one of your better. Between the MSR, which kind of slides under the radar as a cargo hauler, because you don't look at an MSR when it's going by and think, well, that's got 114 SCU Quantanium in it. But the Taurus with the 174 SCU, the 2 size 5s, 2 size 4s, and a boatload of missiles, it's still a bit of a gunboat. I still think it's going to be a good cargo hauler that's got, pretty good shields, a lot of hit points. It's not a pushover ship. The Andromeda, though, obviously, on the other side of that is a real mean guy to handle. And of course, if you have if you have a crew of 4 on that thing, one for the snub, and then 2 people in the in the turrets, that's another really good Andromeda would be, the 96 SU is a pretty stout cargo hauler as well. The MSR can run, which makes it a good thing. I just think the Nomad is a ship that a lot of people sleep on, but you can put the ROC very comfortably in the back of that thing. And now that it's like a perfect 24 SE, like the Vulture's like a 12 SEU kind of hauler. I think the Vulture and the Nomad can make a really good combination where, we have one guy kind of salvaging and one guy just kind of following the salvager, getting 12 or 24 SCU on board, hauling back, and then using the, that type of thing. Hey, how are you, Min Steel? What's happening? Hey, man, what do you think of the Vulture and salvaging? Been out of the loop for a while. I really enjoy it. I think, great question, and thanks for coming aboard for sure, Steel. Absolutely, have been enjoying the Vulture. I think it's a fun gameplay loop to me. I've been saying it in the stream here a couple of times. Steel is the Vulture to me right now. It's I don't want to say this because you have to buy it, but I think it's the best starter vessel in the game right now. You literally put on your suit, put on your helmet, you wake up out of bed, run and grab the Vulture, head out. You can then make it'll craft a pyro tool, it'll craft a tractor beam. It really, it's a self, and then you're out there for 35-40 minutes and you make like 95,000. So it really is the best starter ship. I really think it's the Vulture's probably the best starter ship in the game right now for making money. Yeah, Infinite says the Vulcan gameplay. And Andre says, I choose the MSR mainly because I'm very interested in data running in the future, not at all. Yeah, I think the MSR is, just one of the best daily drivers in the game. Hey, Nate, welcome aboard. How are you, sir? Vox Velox, welcome to the channel, by the way. I wish the Nomad had a regular landing gear. I can appreciate that. That's fair. Shrew says, really, I love the Nomad's landing gear, but hate the ship itself. It's really about that back end, the truck thing from the industrial side. It's just a quick way to kind of you could back that thing right up to the back end of the Vulture and quickly snap, don't sleep on the fact that it's external cargo. You can actually stand right in the back of that thing and just kind of just do the old cargo snap on that thing, and it's just a lovely deal.
You are leaving a safe zone.
I would love to see the hover pads on the bigger ships. Yep. Be right back. Work stuff. All right, Griff, no problem, brother. Way back when I had time to play, I bought the Vulture with unlimited warranty. I guess, yes, you're going to really enjoy it. I mean, to be honest with you, grab that thing, head to the air in Halo, and just kind of, put your 12 boxes on board, take them in, sell them. You know what I mean? And, within a couple of hours of starting that time, you've got several $100,000 worth of starting capital. I mean, it is a very, very, very easy ship to fly. It's, you know, mining or hull scraping is not difficult. I mean, you know, it's just like anything else industrial. It's not as, you know, it's not high octane, but you know, it's a great thing to do.
Complete.
Landing complete.
All right, we'll do our post flight here. We'll go sell this stuff. We'll head back out for one more run for sure. All right.
Engines offline.
So yeah, I absolutely adore the Vulture. Like I said, I think I do think pound for pound, it's probably the best starter ship in the game right now. You can hear the carts somewhere. I can hear them banging around. They're somewhere around here. All right, hopefully we can get an elevator. That has not been easy lately. Hey, all right, we'll take it. So good salvage run there. We found an 890 jump in the Aaron Halo, and we were able to just, you know, grab our obligatory amount of boxes out of that guy and really enjoyed it. I felt like it's not the biggest buck making machine, but safe. That's what it is, really. It's a very steady, listen, it's a very steady way to make money. Like, you're not going to have any, at least if the spawn rates stay how they are, you're not going to have any problem locating
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval
derelicts
system.
or scrap pieces to salvage. We'll just kind of make sure this guy kind of goes in okay. Okay.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Looked like it went.
Welcome to the ASOP.
Back, the medical gurneys are made. All right, so we're Air 18. We're good. Vulture makes decent money for the law-abiding citizen. It does. Absolutely true. And the one thing I will say is there are certainly other, I mean, you know, bounty hunting and, you know, Quantanium mining when it's working correctly are going to be probably pound for pound a little bit quicker ways to make money. But, you know, for a simple, you know, for a real fun kind of gameplay, I've enjoyed salvage. I think it's great. That's got some cool armor. I like it. Did I miss the Drake Cutter as a daily driver, or did no one mention it? It's a good one. There's no question that the Cutter is on my list of, you know, like here. I'll read off here's the big list I first started out with you guys. The C1 Spirit, the C2 Hercules. Obviously, those are, you know, the C2 is a pretty big daily driver. Of course, the Gaddick Raylan. I'm gonna name all the ships that are just kind of, you know, as I was going through the ships, the Hull A, the Reliant Quarry, the Prospector, the Freelancer, Max variant in particular, the Reclaimer, the Vulcan, the Avenger Titan, believe it or not, is not bad. The range on the Banu Defender kind of is interesting to me. The Herald, Cutlass is red and black, and these are industrial ship in daily drivers is what I'm thinking, not just standard ones. The Cat, the Vulture, the Cutter, the 135C, the 315P, the Terrapin, the C8R, the Nomad, and the Mantis. Those are the ones that are on my original list, and I eventually distilled that down. Like I said, I think the video I do is going to be the 135C, the C8R, the Cutlass Red and Black, the Nomad, and the Taurus. So those are ships that I just think are, you know, not bad. 50-minute fill-ups, eh? You know, it's definitely by the time you head out to the Halo and that type of thing, it can be absolutely, you know, kind of a 50-minute loop. I'm tending to find it's around 35 minutes or so to 40 minutes for sure. I cannot wait for the Raylan Shrew says, yeah, I'm in the same boat. That one's got my eye as well. I don't, you know, we'll have to see, you know, but I like the Raylan a lot. I keep trying to convince myself I don't want a cart or a cat for a medium cargo hauler. But I don't know. I have the BMM and the Kraken. Well, listen, the one thing about the Cat that, you know, when they put that modularity in, Fox, on the Cat, it's gonna be a game changer. You know, if that thing gets the like, there's that old video with all the different modules they were conceptualizing, and man, that could be an incredible ship if they put half that stuff in there. The Core A is a great daily, very inconspicuous ship. Most people leave it be when they see it. Yeah, it's just one of those things where you see somebody in it, you kind of maybe feel sorry for him, Grift. That's so funny. Oh, boy. All right, that's not the right vulture. I need vulture 2, I guess. And there she goes. There's the, let's go ahead and sell that. Confirm. Now, this last one sometimes won't sell, I tend to find her. If it does, I can't tell if it does. But it'll say, oh, it sold. All right, good. Well, win. That's good. So that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go out and do another run in the old vulture and have a little fun with it. Corey's a great daily. Ooh, we may be getting 30K here, team. Something's fishy. Let's go ahead and turn on the I can't get away here. Yep. As you can see, I was gonna say something fishy's happening. Yeah, it looks like it's a 30. I'm still stuck on the terminal. You can see it over there still. It's got the vulture on it. Yep, 30K. And when I started the stream today, I had mentioned that we were going to get at least one, if not. Yep, 30K on our servers. It looks, yep, it is. It's a 30K for sure. If I can answer, I would say Character Claimer C8R. You know, yeah, of course. And everybody, please, that's what I was asking, is for anybody's opinion on that. Like I said, you know, just specifically industrial daily drivers. Of course, you know, the Vulture and the MSR are right in there as well. Would be my honorable mentions. So 135 C8R, Cutlass Red and Black, Nomad, Constellation Taurus, MSR Vulture. That's going to be my list. Hey, Casey, how are you? It's nice to see you. How have you been? So yeah, that was a 30K for sure. So let me do this. I need to bounce out of the game for a second and then back in. So give me a sec. That's going to be about 90K per run. Yes, it is around 90K per run for sure. That's exactly what it is. And very, very, you know, a very easy way to get 90K mid-seal. And you know what? It's a relaxing gameplay, but you could do 2 or 3 or 4 runs, you know, and have 300,000 or 400,000 fairly quickly, you know, within a few, you know, if you play 6 hours on day 1, you're probably going to have between 300,000 and 500,000, you know, and that's very good. I mean, you know, no question about it, you know, from scratch. So I think, I definitely think that salvage is, you know, and especially the Vulture's just one of the best starting chips for sure. Casey, how have you been? It's so nice to see you. Your wallpaper is an Orion. Is that yeah, it is. It is, you know, an Orion for sure. Wolf, welcome to the channel. How are you, sir? I've been using the Corsair as a daily and have been loving it. That makes a lot of sense to me, Wolf, and I can understand why you would. Ace Hambone, how you been, sir? The Expanse ship in the future will be a good one. One I didn't think about. Ace, that's a very good point. Okay, you guys, recovered from the 30K. We're going to try and get back into the verse here and see how we do. And we're just going to hit best and see how it goes. All right, I'm out. Take care. Fox Velox, have yourself a lovely day. Thanks for stopping in. Hope that you did have a chance to like and sub. And come on back and hang out with us. We do lots of Quantanium mining. We do lots of just industrial gameplay. So hope that we can see you again and come hang with us for sure. The Corsair is great. I just melted mine, but I loved it. The Corsair is a great looking ship. I appreciate your videos, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Casey. That's so kind of you. I truly appreciate it. Griff says, if you go for high octane, some whiskey play, bunkers, medium guns, sell for 707 a pop. If you save 3 pages of those, 240K for selling them all. You know what? Griff is absolutely right. Bunker running is back for sure, because being able to pick up things and you know and quickly kind of stuff them in boxes and haul those boxes out, you can make a lot of money, you know, clearing bunkers for sure. A says hello everybody, all is well. Hopes all is well with you. Wolf says he's doing good. That's awesome. Hey Citizen, how are you? All right, so we had that 30K, but we're back in, and maybe this is, we'll take a look and see what we have here for folks. 20 out of 20, 22 out of 22. Weird. Nate says, I need to have the need to have mining outposts on Moon sell unrefined goods. That way the Expanser Galaxy have something to refine on their own. I agree with that, Nate. I think that's a great idea. I'm back. What I missed? Let me guess. 30K. There was a 30K, Chris, for sure. But we did manage to sell our... Well, let me just double check that. I'm going to go double check that. Use your box to block the bunker entrance. Don't take it with you. Yes. Not a bad idea. That's a very good tip, actually, Drift, and one I hadn't thought about before. But yeah, use your box to block it, and that's a cool idea for sure. All right. I'm just going to double check why I'm here. I don't want to go, you know, I would hate to just grab the vulture and then all of a sudden have it, you know, still have stuff on it. I think it's going to be clear though, because it, yep. Let me just double check this other one too. Yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I saved the CCU for the Galaxy, really hoping that chip comes, get some dev love. It looks great. The CCU one I have is a Terrapin to a Gaddick Raylan. So I think it's like $220 is how much the Terrapin costs. I forgot how much the Raylan is. But I have a CCU that goes from the Terrapin to the Raylan. I think it's like $15. So if the Raylan comes out and goes up, I'll be able to get that guy at a really reasonable rate. Unless the Terrapin goes up. And I don't know that the Terrapin will go up. I've always felt like the Terrapin's fairly highly priced for, you know, for what it offers, unless at some point it really does get crazy with its capability. I got hit by the 30K halfway to the planet. Oh no, Andreas, that's I know what you mean, man. Hello, Kings. How's the patch? 30K-ish. That's how I would describe it. For the Galaxy, I grabbed the $5 CCU from the Valve. Yeah, those CCUs are kind of interesting in that regard. Just gonna crack open my window here. It's getting a little warm in the office. Put some chilly air in here. Have a little sip of water here and a sip of coffee. Yeah, that's a good CCU as well. Partly cloudy chance of a 30K. That says burned an otter. Yeah, it's not wrong. That's funny. You can see that this is a fresh server. People are kind of running out of here. Badonks Lab, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. I thought 318 was meant to be out late December-ish. It was meant to be. It's definitely. Badonk is. You probably know. They actually originally said when 317, like the 317.2 wipe happened, 317.3-ish or whatever, and of course they went 317.4 in June. They said they were going to have a 3.18 PT, it was the Evocati in August, and I don't even think that happened till almost early December or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely running late. The persistent entity streaming has been a very big challenge for them, and so there's a lot of benefits it brings, but there was definitely a long year. 317.5 is out now, so I don't know. Shrew says to Grift, if you pirate me, I should tell you now that I keep a railgun on me at all times. That's funny, Shrew, for sure. By the way, but welcome to the channel. Like I said, I try and remember all the names that I can. So if you're new to the channel, we do lots of industrial stuff here. Lots of tips and tricks on Quantanium mining, rock mining, hand mining. I always, a like and a sub is always a nice thing. Do lots and lots of videos about just little quality of life tips and tricks and that type of thing. And have a real good community here as well. If you ever have any questions or want to just theory craft anything, Star Citizen, you're in the right place.
Welcome to the
Cool.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
All right, so let's go ahead and drag Vulture to this guy, and we'll grab this guy out of here.
Selected.
I can't wait for Squadron 42 release. That's
Your
interesting,
vehicle has
man.
been delivered
Now,
to
I
the
definitely am more of a
Space
PTU guy. Don't get me wrong. Or pardon me, a persistent universe guy. But, as far as Squadron 42 goes, I mean, I can understand if it's Skyrim-ish or something, if it's a level of awesomeness that, I hope that it really is, because they put a lot of time and energy into it. I'm excited for 318. Can't wait for to stand my ground. Yes, I hear you, Shrew. And you know what? I think it's just going to be funner. It's a little more exciting. Yes, there's going to be times when it's, us industrial types that are a little bit sheep among wolves or whatever are going to lose some of our time and that type of thing. And so there's going to be, there's going to be a little give and take in it, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to make everything a little more exciting. And it's also, it really is implicit on us, to make sure that we're not being soft targets. That we're doing things that we're shaking it up a little bit, using some zigzag tactics for Quantanium mining, for quantum. We're not just kind of lazily loading up C2s and flying in regular trade lanes, just kind of willy-nilly. Badong says, I've been a sub for a while now and in here a few times, just haven't been in the chat too much, but your streams are very entertaining and chill, which I love. Thank you very much, Badong. I appreciate that. Glad to know that. That's awesome. And welcome to being a little more verbal, and I appreciate that. I love conversations. So if the elevators work in Squadron 42, I'm also excited. Well, yeah, that's a very good point. What's this guy in front of me doing? All right. Gears up, and off we go. Now, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm kind of setting cruise control. I'm going ahead and I'm going to change all my power, you guys, to engines up there. And then you can actually just hold down boost. And the Vulture will actually boost its way up to 7.3. Love tons of AAA actors in Squadron 42. Maybe they should make it a movie. Hey, Ramoy, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. Griff says, tired of all F4 bed logging. Fair enough. So yeah, we are definitely putting the hammer down. You can see we're making... The Vulture will climb itself with boost right out to 7.3 before it runs out of boost. So I do love the PU. Can't wait to make some backstory, personal adventure kind of experience alongside +1 ship. I can't wait for it to pilot without exploits. Yeah, there's lots and lots of those. So okay, so we're good. Hey, I have an interest here, you guys. And I think I'm just kind of curious over here at ARC-L2 if there are salvage material. And we're on the dark side, so I thought, let's go fly over there for a second. I'm just kind of curious if there's salvage stuff at ARC-L2. I haven't been over there. This is a curiosity. We're going fishing a little bit. I'm just... there may be salvage stuff over here. There may not. Maybe that's at all the Lagrange points. I honestly don't know. But I thought, well, we're on the dark side. We'll head over to ARC-L2 and take a look, because I'm curious. 27 likes. Thank you all so much. That's awesome. Those AA Cyclones are so much fun. They are. Those Cyclones a fun thing to drive around. Ramoy, how have you been, by the way? Hope that you're doing well. Hope that you and your family are just having a lovely day. Probably more like evening over there now. Please let us know if the Q mining extraction rate is a bug or if it's going to be standard. Yeah, George, I will, for sure. That's a good point. I will definitely stay on top of that. I have a feeling it's probably not right. I know that they were messing around with the mining laser power a little bit, too. I had read something about that. So it will be interesting to see. But George, I will absolutely, if there's something to worry about with extraction rates, I mean that what was crazy about that was it was all 100%ers except the last rock. So for me on 100% Quantanium rocks to actually get into first, really I left out of there with just around 8 minutes left. I've never had that happen before. So it's a good point and one I'll stay on top of for sure. So, yeah, we're heading over here to ARC-L2. I'm just kind of curious if there's any kind of salvageable stuff over here. Just kind of chillaxing, doing some, chatting 318, talking industrial daily drivers is a big theme today. So if anybody wants to talk about if they're kind of an industrial player, what their favorite daily driver is, I love that kind of theory craft. So people tell me a lot that you should just look away. and then look back. And then you won't get that double thing happening. We'll see. I've been told that a lot, and it probably does work. Mistook someone targeting me last night for an attack, took them out, and ended up in Clasher. Oh, no. Ah, Ramon. Wow. Oh, it did work. Wow, that's awesome. So Arc 2, Lively Pathway Station. Certainly not a haunt I visit very often, but I'm just kind of curious. Are there derelicts here? Core A and C8R are my favorites. The C8R is really, you know, a great, you know, is a great ship. All right, so, oh, holy mackerel! There's lots of actual, opportunity markers here. That's going to be doublers. Wow. That's an S-type. Interesting. One nice thing about ground mining and Lyria is you use ballistas to provide cover. Yes, you can do that for sure. Good point, Casey. All right. What is this guy? That's a 1700. Oh, no, that's interesting. That's got to be... That's a weird... That's a weird IRCS RS. I don't know that I've ever... Isn't that weird? I don't know that I've ever seen, like, all that. Now, it is salvage, which is cool. It's just an interesting... It was an interesting scan result. I was kind of lost on it for a minute. I wait for cooldowns to finish before I start spooling and help me. Yeah, I understand that. So this time the game remembered the 3 extra boxes I had in my ship. With the 12 boxes in the grid are gone. Oh, isn't that weird? That the 3 off grids and that is strange, Andreas. Space Shorts, I'm doing okay. Just had a surveillance appointment for my liver. Everything is fine. Just a bit of weight reduction and better dieting required. You know what, Ramon? All of us can diet better. Every single one of us. You know, and I am no exception. And I know sometime this year I actually have a webcam, and I'm going to go live via webcam, and then you can kind of see. I kind of, you know, with my white beard nowadays, I'm a little bit of a Santa Claus. Is it just soft? Dad, that's a great question. Because he is a... Look at this. Look what this is, guys. This is an Avenge. This is a space penguin. And we're salvaging this thing too, man. It is. It's just a space penguin. Any ROC miners in here? Favorite moon to mine? Oh, ROC mining. I like myself. That's a great question, Hamma, by the way. I like myself. Ariel or Magda? No, Aberdeen or Magda. I always get Ariel and Aberdeen kind of mixed up. Rusty Nuts, how you doing, Rusty? Nice to see you, guys. This is funny. I wonder how many boxes am I going to get out of the space penguin? 2, maybe, if I'm lucky. Maybe 1. I bought the game with the Titan as my beginner ship. Yeah. Oh, this is savage. This is the first time I've kind of just... I think this was a soft death. This is the first... I bet you they ran into an asteroid or something. Jonathan Strong! How are you, Jonathan? Nice to see you. Ah, Rusty says, always a lurker. That's awesome, Rusty. Thank you. Glad you came out of the shadows today a little bit and are chatting with us. I'm a Dave arguing. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Are we gonna get 2 boxes out of this space penguin? We'll find out. Now, I bet you if I'd have used the cinch, it would have I probably would have gotten a little more. It looks like I might make 1 box. with just the top. It's 99. There it goes. Yeah. I've stopped playing it until 318 drops, having a bit of riding time. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not really playing live too much at all. And the reason is, it's just I'm kind of bored with 317.4. I'm in the same boat. Ramon says, we'll check it later to see if I have completed my time. Sigh, it seems having a red envelope on me didn't bring me luck. Oh, buddy. Well, thoughts and prayers for sure. I think there was a little more here. Okay. All right, let's kind of do this now. Just kind of repositioning here. So is there a second mode for this ship? Well, just there is obviously scanning mode and mining mode, but this is the first. Eventually, it's going to be able to pull things in between those two and kind of pull components out. I believe there's going to be some kind of a munching mechanism to it. But we'll have to see when that is and how that's going to work out. So it's not in there now. Right now, this is considered tier 0. You know, or kind of, I think tier 0 is kind of how they're describing it. So we're 38. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that we're going to get a 41, 42, 43. $47, $48. Well, across 50. Having a hotkey for your ship door is great. Yeah, I agree with that. Gotta go, says Grift. Hey, Grift, awesome. Thank you for hanging out, sir. It's always good to have you aboard, Grift. On our Discord, Grift has this awesome list of things that people should be kind of considering getting ready for the piracy that's going to happen. A kind of little tips and tricks how to keep yourself safe. Always, always a nice thing. Okay, now there's the wingtips there. I'm only at 54 though. So 154. And that looks like to be it. About 1.5. Oh, maybe it's a little bit more on these wing flaps here. Really about 1.6 or so, it looks like, is what I'm going to end up getting off this. Right around there. There's 57. Kind of fun. Kind of picked her clean like a vulture would. Ruminator, how you been, Rumi? Oh, Jonathan, welcome aboard, man. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That is super cool. New member. Always cool. All right, so we're going to find out if this was a fluke or not. When the Expanse comes out, will that really open up team play for mining operations? Yeah, I think so. And Casey, I will tell you, you know, we've had a lot of mining operations where we have, you know, lots and lots and lots of people there, and you know, where we just kind of rely on the refineries to do the refining, right? But I think so. I mean, especially in places like Pyro, the Expanse can become very, very important. And also, it seems like they're also going to be. Oh, that's an interesting. Now that's 6,000. That's actually salvage right there. You see this? That's 6,000 RS signature. I know it's salvage because it's a flat 2,000. It's going to be 3 pieces of derelict salvage. So let's go over here and we'll get this stuff too. So yeah, I mean, the Expanse is definitely going to change the meta when it comes to being able to get your stuff to a refinery. So yes, I think for sure it's gonna be a game changer. I'm really excited about it. So we know with the RS signature value of 6,000 that this is 3 pieces of derelict metal sheets, just like wings and old derelict metal that can be salvaged over this way. And there it is. And that's because their RS signature value is 2,000 a unit. I'm going to swing around to put the sun at my back. Perfect. Kind of slow down a little bit just because we don't want to. Let's get ourselves kind of a flat part of the surface to look at. This almost looks like it's been picked clean, but we'll see. Oh no. We're getting stuff off of there. 70. Very, very good speed. All right, there's our first 2 boxes. Oh, I'm glad we came over here. I've never messed around with this. Jonathan says, I've been super busy at work, meant to join up sooner. You have some great info in your videos. Come on, 318. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I really appreciate it. I like the idea of the Expanse sticking around the mining operation, having the cargo ships take the process ore to the market. I could not agree more with that assessment. I think, you're going to have so much fun. Is there a cargo grid? What the heck? That's weird. I'm not getting any snaps. Oh no. Alright, well, let's eject this other one. Let's see what we get. It might be a little bit of a... It might be a little sketchy back here. It's gonna be fun. Oh boy. We'll have to see how we do. Doesn't seem like we have a cargo grid. No big deal. We're going to just kind of have fun with it nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, it's going to change the game, so much to have the Expanse doing its thing. And yeah, I mean, as we all can imagine, it's going to be a huge game changer when you have kind of a spot picked out that's near the planet, that's not necessarily at an OM marker. Maybe it's a couple of thousand away from the planet where you've kind of got like a repair ship or a fuel ship and the Expanse. So and then you have your scouts going and finding stuff to mine, and your mining ships going in, and your cargo ships hauling back to the... Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. Oh yeah, new bug cargo grid on Vulture's been borked. Saw something about that yesterday. Yeah, it's definitely borked for me. Going to have to claim the ship, bedlog with fix. Ah, yeah. Well, we'll just kind of fill it up and have some fun. And that happened to me today. As Rumi says it happened to him as well. I have been Ruminator, by the way. It's nice to see you. All right, filler station. Now, I think if I were to look here, and now I'm going to have to get the sun in my eyes. You can't really see it, but it's actually this side gives you the tell. So I want to make sure I'm not that close to those. I'm not. Okay. I think this is the side where you'd really be able to see where the material's coming off the ship. Cool. I think Pyro will have massive Quan rocks. I sure hope it does, Casey. I think that would make the game so much cooler. Had to go with loose boxes. Yeah, I'll go with loose. Those boxes are going to be back there loosey-goosey, and we'll see if we can make it work. Beautiful. There's Champing along here very nicely. 95. We're almost got another full box of RMC going. There we go. She says she's obstructed. Let's go down and fix that. My lights are actually on, Ramoyne, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe. They're on, though. They're just not very bright. I know it's weird. I toggled them myself. Oh, man, this is going to be sketchy. Get over there. Oh, man. Because that's not sketchy at all. Oh my goodness, it's so funny, you guys. Oh my goodness. Illuminate the target. Yeah, it's, you know, the lights are just not, they're not that bright. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because we're in this, you know, we're kind of facing the sun or what. I got these other pieces behind me as well, so got to be a little bit careful. Let's look and see if we can see them. Yeah, they're up there. They're not terribly close. All right. It's weird how the ship it eventually turns to red, and I'm not sure if that means there's just like, that's just how much material is left. I still haven't, I guess, 100% understand like what's going on when it's red. I mean, I think that it just means that there's less material available. That's my guess. I'm just running this along here to make sure I didn't miss something. Alright, I think that's this piece. Ruminator says, Sig expects us to work in the dark. Yeah, not so snappy. No, definitely not so snappy. If it's locked in the cargo grid, does it even register as being on board? Nah, it does. It can, anyways. But it also sometimes gets grumpy, too. Alright, let's go ahead and... Next piece. All right. Color represents percent remaining. Ah. Very possible. I agree with that. Very, very good. That's already half a box. I mean... These pieces that are just like these derelict pieces, they really do salvage nicely. I mean, they're fast. That's already a box. Nice. I only took 6 boxes. They sold okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put the full 12 in here. We're gonna get, you know. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna definitely at least do these other 2 pieces, and we'll see where we're at. Because that's not sketchy. That's so funny. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh boy. Oh goodness. All right. eating some good material here. I only took yeah, you only took the 6. I think I'm just gonna salvage these other 2, this piece and that piece, and we'll see where we're at. You can see obviously on the other. I think it's on the other side. It's weird. You know, one side kind of looks like it's already been done, but it's actually kind of going through to the other side. So you just have to keep an eye on the circles down there to make sure you're getting something. So then you just kind of, you know, not a bad idea to just kind of double over the chair a little bit, or the square a little bit. I wonder, can loose boxes... Oh, yeah, they absolutely can damage it, Ramoyne, for sure. That's why I'm giggling so much. Because I've had it happen, you know, where they were actually shaking around a lot and it wasn't pretty. All right, let's move on to this next section here. Alrighty. You're braver than me, Rumi says. Well, I've already blown up one time today, Rumi, so it's no big deal. I mean, I, you know, was talking about that Quantanium run earlier that I did, you know, and I've never seen the extraction rate that slow before. It was just crazy. And so, yeah, it you know, it blew up the prospector, and I very rarely blow those up. So explosions are, I always make the joke that explosions are always good for the channel. Yeah. All right. Oh boy, it's like popcorn. Get back up there. I'll take it. So sketchy. All right. These pieces of you know, these derelict pieces of stuff, they actually have a lot more. They do. A lot more. There's a lot more salvage material in these than you would think, for sure. Struck it again without blowing up. It's not a it's not a chill stream without something blowing up. That's exactly right. I thought I ejected everything. Something fell. That's what happened. It wasn't, the thing didn't stay up there, so it blocked the thing. I was like, I only did one box. It's like, all right. Just go over there. Where is my W? Oh boy. Oh, that just something tells me this may not end. This may not end well, but we're gonna have fun with it nonetheless. And like Theoden, we will meet them in battle nonetheless. All right. Now, interesting thing here. Kind of like a wraparound, interesting, weird wraparound style piece. Look how fast. I mean, that's already half a box again. I mean, look how fast that goes. It is crazy. Love that laugh. It's so mischievous. it definitely is. There's a lot of old friends who kind of call me up and try and get me to giggle because they'll be like, I just want to hear your laugh. It's funny. No, it's all good, Ramon. Alright, where are we at here? Alright. Cool. Well, we're going to find out whether or not it likes it off the cargo grid like that. Now, I've had mixed success with that. See, I think one of the boxes is moved. I don't know that that was 2 again, was it? No. Not behaving down here. Children. Oh, maybe it was. Hey, wow, that was magic. Oh boy. All right, we still got to finish this piece, so we have one more piece to do. And then we'll head back and see if we can't get all this loosey-goosey stuff to sell. Jazzy Cat, how have you been, Jazz? Nice to see ya. Very nice to see ya. Hope that you're well. Alrighty. Yeah, it's just there's just a surprising amount of stuff on these derelict pieces. It's another box. Where's this other piece at? Okay, it's right there. Any word if SIG will will be providing starting credits to the rest, like for the reset, like 317? I haven't heard anything about starting credits. What about the rest of you guys? I have not heard at all. Now, I would be surprised if it's, if it's back to 0, 0, like real 0, like super small amounts. But I also think it wouldn't bother me at all if it was. I have not heard anything on that, though. All right, so let me do one last thing here. Just make sure I'm not leaving some. No, it looks like I picked that pretty clean. All right. Oh no, this is just a little guy. So it's not even this third piece is just a little fella. That being said, Rusty says, doubt it. Sorry, Cavs. No worries, Rusty. Just trying to gauge how long it will take me to earn the Prospector. Ah, Jazzy. What ships do you have to start with, Jazzy? Give me 1,000 credit and let me get to work. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, Moon. I really do want it to be kind of, you know, I want the full challenge for sure. I think the 0 to heroes are going to be a lot funner that way. What the heck? Oh, magic box. Hey, Redemption, what up, dude? How you been, man? Nice to see you, brother. What the heck? Where are these? One of them just appeared out of magic. Did you see that? There was now 3 boxes there. One of them just appeared, like, magically. That's awesome. What the heck? Redemption, how you been, brother? It's awesome to see you, man. Hope that you've been well. Not familiar with the red envelopes. Oh, yeah, they're just like the gifts that you can pick up, you know, as you're going through the hangars. It's just, it's for the Red Festival. What? Weird. Did I drift? I might have. What is going on? Oh, no, it's there. I couldn't see it when I was first loading in there. All right. Let's see if we can get one more box out of this. Doesn't seem like it. Just been on the grind, but recently started firing up the game some more. Did a Siege of Orison today. Hey, did that run smoothly? Rhino, how you been, man? Nice to see you. So glad I'm not the only one with the. Oh yeah, no, it did work the first run, Rhino, but yeah, the second time I pulled the ship out, it wasn't there. IRL, yeah, no, I've been in the yes, I've been in it myself as well. Work has been busy for sure. I know exactly what you mean. As a matter of fact, I probably need to go write a couple of plans, some failover, cutover plans, and some other things for. That looks to be it, you guys. Out of these, while I'm on this side of it, I will just. I don't think there's any material left on that guy, or very little. Like Luminalia Presties, yeah, exactly. Did leave a pretty good chunk of the good stuff on there. Awesome. A little bit up that way. We're at 90. We're almost at another box, so that's what I'm trying to kind of see if I can milk it out of there. Ah, nice. All right, we'll take that. We'll head over to Arc Corp. See if we can't necessarily get her to sell. It ran fairly smoothly. I never got the experience of code reading aspect. Don't know if it proceeds when someone loots the lieutenant or something. Oh. Yeah, I mean, eventually you're supposed to loot those guys, and then it takes you to the next one, takes you to the next one, so finally you get the light. I've never been through it all either myself. You know, like there's always a group that seems to be kind of running ahead that gets there before I do, which is totally fine. But watch the vid on the RS signatures the other day. I did notice them, but didn't check that they were as useful as they are. Yeah, they're super useful for sure. And you know, with the RS signature values, you can tell if it's rocks, if it's derelict material, that type of thing. And then you can also just kind of use a ping. You know, if you stay in scan mode, you can ping and get the, you know, occasionally, and it's not consistent. You know, what is that? See though, right? But occasionally you'll get the scan results as well, so it's kind of cool. That way, you know, kind of the air and Halo, for instance, you know, a long ways away, you don't have to approach something that's not scannable or whatever. So the R signature value on Lyria, though, makes the speed scanning, you know, really a thing again. Redemption would probably remember all the times we would just kind of have scouts just tearing across Lyria, you know, locating things. Yeah, I was afraid it was like SPK evidence room where you need to talk to the to the building block system. They let you read the yeah, no, I know what you're saying for sure. Also worked out the scrap is better for RMC than the Rex. It really is. I mean, those scrap pieces, they do provide, like 3 of them provide quite a bit of, you know, I think 2.5 of them will fill your vulture. And they're not big pieces. They're fast. They're definitely fast. All right, so we're coming up on the dark side of the system here.
Quantum drive is now off.
There is Area 18. We'll head on in towards it. We're going to see if how this loose cargo sells here. It may not. But we're going to give it a try nonetheless. One thing I will say is I have noticed that the game, you know, when you're on a decent server, it is smooth. I mean, that's a fairly smooth ride into Area 18. I mean, it's been a lot choppier in the past for me. So, done a test, and it was about 34 seconds to fill 1 box when scraping, and twice as long to get one from a... Yeah, it is way faster. I agree with that. The pieces of scrap are way faster. Some poor cargo worker is going to open your hole and get a bit... and let it down the big side. Yeah, he is. If it doesn't come crashing down on him and knock him out. Hopefully there's workman comp for those guys. Because it's not pretty back there. And we're going to drop the gear.
Landing gear down.
All right, we're calling for a
Please
landing.
proceed to assigned landing bay.
Beautiful. Love this part of the game. I will never, ever, ever grow tired of approaching Area 18 for landing. It's just beautiful. LOL, where is the local chop shop in Star Citizen? Well, I think there is Dumpers Depot. They're chopping vehicles up in there, it looks like. So, that's where it is, Dumpers Depot. You ever been in there, little truck? Oh. Oops, I need to go to the other side. Yeah, I think there's like sparks flying. They're definitely chopping a vehicle in there.
Warning, you are leaving a safe zone.
You are leaving a safe zone. Oh, it's one of those. What the heck? I had no idea. I thought it was one of the other types. All right. Well, we can handle it. It's kind of a long ship. Yeah, it's not one I wasn't sure. Not one I take. Certainly not one I land like this very often. It's all right. Down she went.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Scraped the paint on her a little bit, but we'll be all right. Now, what am I doing? I want to do this. Yeah, it's that. Yeah. Post-flight.
Engines offline.
Yes, was trying to be funny. Ah, no problem, darn. It's funny. Sorry, it went over my head. Cousin Crows, LOL, yep. Really gonna make you squeeze into that one. Yeah, that's exactly right. I was feeling a little like, yikes. It's back here. Hey, Tron, how have you been? Nice to see you. Hope that you're well. You know, I definitely have been keeping an eye on your channel. How have you been, sir? Ramon says, actually, that would be interesting, a place to go where you can sell your scrap from the illegally destroyed vehicles. Yeah. You got the illegal scrap. It's worth a lot more. What if they make us unload our cargo in the future? Good question. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a little while for sure. I got a bunch of loosey-goosey, non-cargo gridded RMC in here. Let's see how we do.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Go ahead and store the vehicle. All right, well, she stored okay. Unload yourself will be a thing when we get personal hangars. I think so. And that's a big reason why they've talked about having like having our personal hangars and having the cargo elevators, more elevators, right? Made it to 1K yesterday. Congratulations. 1K. That's a huge mark on that's really, really, really fun. Congratulations, Tron, for sure. Well deserved. Absolutely. Well, 36 likes, you guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I love it. We're gonna go sell these loosey-goosey cargoes here and see if they'll sell. GT, welcome to the channel. With persistence, do you lose your ship if it is bought with in-game currency, or can you reclaim it? Either one of them. If you bought it with in-game currency, you don't lose your ship, GT. Well, that's an excellent question. So if you're thinking about playing Star Citizen, you don't lose your ships. Now, occasionally there's some weird glitchy things that happen, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, it doesn't matter if you paid real money for it, or you paid in-game money for it, you don't lose it, except there are wipes that happen with major version releases. So, like, let's say you bought, like, your starter ship was the Avenger Titan. You'd always have the Avenger Titan if that's the one you purchased for real money. But if it goes from, like, 3.75 to 3.18, it will just wipe back to your starter ships, whatever ships you own. But then you can just go ahead and earn them with real game currency. And the whole time that you're on that major version, you get to keep the ships. So for, 317.4, for instance, it came in April with Invictus. And whatever you bought in 317.4, you've had it all these months, almost a year. So, I hope that answers your question. But GT, if you have more questions, especially if you're thinking about Star Citizen, yeah, ask away. Also, like down in my description, there's if you're thinking about playing, there's a star number, that gets you a little extra starting capital if you're thinking about starting, or if you have a friend, use theirs for sure. But use somebody's, starting code or whatever. You get a 5,000 extra starting cash. So it's nice to have. And sometimes there are events when you even if you use a code, you'll get an extra, like a ground vehicle or something. So. Cool. Let's take a look at the Drake Vulture here. What is going on? Oh, it's in there. Look at that, all 14 units. Oh no. Now it says it does say they didn't sell. Oh no. But what I found with this is sometimes if you just kind of like type it in, I'm just going to go like 11, like a random number. No problem, GT. And if you have questions, please just any other questions, happy to answer them. Loading, unloading are going to be things you'll have to factor for in terms of profit and loss. Yeah, I think what they've talked about in the past is having, like, you can pay more money and have NPCs kind of do it, and then there are different levels of NPCs that do it. Like, they're better or worse at it. But anyways, let's go ahead and try to sell like 4 of them or something. This has always been my... All right, so see, it's just weird numbers work, right? So I'm going to try and sell all 10 now. Yep. And so I was able to sell 4 and then 10. Now, it's weird. It talks about how the cargo grid is like, blocked or whatever in it. But, it's not. I don't know. Well, yeah, that was good money. We made pretty good money there. No problem, GT, honestly. Like I said, just any questions you have. So we're always happy to help. Well, here's that time, you guys. I really wish I had a little bit more time to hang out, but Jode's going to be coming home soon, and I promised her I'd make her some pork chops and have dinner ready. She's been out working today, and that's the fair thing to do. So I have to sign off. I just wanted to say how much I appreciated today. You guys have been great. The coffee's been fantastic. Welcome, Jonathan, a new hand miner. Thank you so much. Totally appreciate it. Any of you who are new to the channel, please do like and sub. I mean it. It means the world to me. I'd love to have you guys come back and hang out. I'm going to pay players to move boxes so I can be get the Jeff Bezos experience. Nicely not true. Moon says, last time this happened to me, I had to take the Vulture and my Corsair just outside Armistice and transfer to my Corsair. I've had to do that, a similar thing, Moon, where I had to do the same thing. So, Ramoyne, have a lovely evening. Minsteel, have a nice talking to you. Have a lovely evening. Shrew, have a lovely one. Guys, take care of yourself. And I will definitely look for... I am working on a video. It's the 5 daily industrial drivers. That should be coming out at some point in the near future. And then some more tips and tricks and quality of life stuff for 318. And especially when 318 goes live, there's going to be some final... Here's how you make money prospecting. Here's how you make money salvaging, tips and tricks and little quality of life, things like that. Thank you so much. A lot of scanning mechanic stuff coming as well. Please take care of yourself. Have a lovely weekend. Hey, big salute out to you, brother. And we will see you all around the verse.